All right, well, hello. So today we're talking about Right Brain Phonics. We are talking about another language arts reading program. My hair. This one is for children that find, if you have a difficulty in any area, right? Like if your child just has difficulty, he doesn't necessarily have to have a diagnosis of anything. But if oh my gosh, do I own a brush? But if he's having difficulty in any area or in reading, and numbers, I'm going to show you numbers too, because that's what it does, is most systems are made for for left brain thinkers. Most language arts systems, pretty much any curriculum. But this is for right brain thinkers, so you may want to consider it. So I'm going to give you a tour in that, and you could take a look and see. It's a big program. It's an intensive program, but I didn't use it intensively. If you know me at all, that does not surprise you. But so I'll give you a tour of it. But first, let's get to some items of the day. Remember, we're doing language arts this week. Next week, I'm going to start science. So actually, I don't even know what week we're on. But let's talk about daily 6 trait writing for grade 1. So this has, so for example, trace the details. So every part of this, like every week, focuses on something different. So underline the sentence with the details, right? And this is focusing at the details. Like, is he happy? Is he sad? What happened on his shirt? What's he wearing on his head? And then trace the name. So it's got like ideas, organization. It's all letter writing and writing skills. It's got word choice. So Mia runs to Diego. Sarah stands in line, right? And so it's got, look at the picture, read each sentence and circle the action word. So it's got word choice. So do you see down here how it's got sentence fluency as well. These are just the teacher's notes. So it always has teacher's notes before you begin. Day 3, do this. Day 4, do this. And things like that. So this sentence fluency, add how, when, and where to make your sentences longer. So this is week 3, day 3. So it covers a lot of stuff pretty quickly. So the yellow banana waves plus first, right? So rewrite each sentence and add the word or words. The yellow banana first waves. Oh, the yellow banana waves first. The crunchy orange carrot sits in the bowl. The grape jumps up and down. All right, you get it. So this is called Daily 6 Trait Writing, grade 1. Next up we got, so this is the Mad Libs World's Greatest Word Game. So this is Super Silly Mad Libs Junior. A super silly way to fill in the blanks. And what I like about it is, take a look. So they got nouns, adjectives, verbs, and miscellaneous. So nouns, you got a star. That you got an objective, you have a face, and that. So when you go through, you choose one of the words that you want to fill in. All right, so it's kind of guiding you through. See, so there you go. So kind of cool, kind of interesting. Again, Mad Libs Junior, World's Greatest Word Game. All right, next up we got 101 story starters for little kids, grades 1 through 3, which is I Traded Places with a Knight. So it's great. The first part of story is oration as well, oration, so you can get them to talk, right? What would happen if you traded places with a knight in a story, right? Or what happens if you traded places with a rodeo cowgirl? And things like that. So just talking about it, just discussion in a relaxed, easy manner. All right, book of the day today, since we are doing language arts, is this cool book. It's the Illustrated Atlas of Architecture and Marvelous Monuments. So we were going through it yesterday. Okay, so look where... So normally I don't like books this busy, but look. Oops, that's part of the game pieces we were using. Does not come with this book. So Hudson Bay, North America. So we're talking about here, North America's also got some stuff down here. And so it's got just different monuments, not necessarily... It's got some monuments, Chateau Frontenac, but some monuments, Mount Rushmore, that you don't know, like the Museum of Modern Art and stuff. So, and then you look at that number 11, and if you just flip the page and you go to number 11, it tells you some architecture things about it, how long it took to build, what the name of it is, the year it was made, and where it's located. And so, and it actually goes through all the different continents. So, kind of fun, kind of interesting just to go through. And we did it as like a game. You would roll the dice and then we'd move army men and take it. A complete fictitious game that I could not explain the rules of because I don't know them. I would just be like, oh, is it my turn? I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about Right Brain Phonics. So look at this book. You do not have to buy everything. You don't have to buy everything. I bought everything. You don't have to. The Right Brain Math, Teaching the Right Brain Child, Right Brain Paragraph and Composition Writing, Smart Kids Who Hate to Write. This is another thing. One of the big exercises for kids that hate to write is basically circle tracing, and it has it in one of these books. In one of these manuals it has it. So identifying your child's processing problem and the biology of behavior. So it's got a lot of interesting DVDs, which obviously you can tell I opened them and watched them all. No, you, of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. Okay, so it's got these books and it's got these flashcards. Now let me show you them because this is kind of the interesting part of the program. So if you're doing the number part of the program, remember you don't have to buy it all because it's expensive. It's a few $100s, but you can split it up and buy kind of what you need and what to start with. So if children have trouble reading, one of the times they do is they add in pictures into the words. But like she found that the pictures had to be not just next to them, they had to be like superimposed into it. So these are the numbers. So this would be the number 1. And then while you hold it up and your child looks at it, this is the story you read. The 1-year-old wanted to go outside and play in the snow, and his mom told him he could only go outside if he put his purple hat on so his ears wouldn't get cold. Okay, and then they each have a story. So those are for the numbers. Now for the letters, look at this. The dog, and you talk about the dog, and it's got, I don't think it has anything on the back for these. No, but you talk about the colors of the dog. Okay, so that when they get to the sound, like, because it's like a hammer, right? Hammer, dog, kangaroo. Look at this. Car, this makes the R sound, R. So they're remembering a car. Okay, so it's like superimposed on top. Now there's also exercises that go along to connect the right and left center brain. So that's what I mean is it's kind of intensive. I'm not doing that. Look what parts of it that I'm going to do. So another thing, so it's got a few readers, right? So this is level 1A, the boring little books that always work. And then it's got these because sometimes it's easier for kids to read if they're using transparencies. Okay, so first of all, it's kind of like the system I first showed you. It's the same concept in the first video, not yesterday, but the day before. So it's got the same simple stories, my rat, Pat, rat, and hat, okay? And it gets, increasingly harder. But look, so is A my, and then it's got these words. So the A for apple, right? Fat, pat, rat, and sat. Okay, but what's interesting about that is that it pairs with this. And this these are your sight words. It's got your teaching tips down there. So for is, and then it's got, is that a snake or is it a worm? Okay, so you're doing these so that your child, and remember, it's superimposed, that their brain is trying to connect the sides of their brain for ah and see my. So it is organized in the progression that you use it. And then you go and you can use the transparencies if they need to pat, because sometimes for some reason the transparencies help. Pat is a rat, pat, da 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 da. Okay? So then he and on, and then for the next set of stories, it's hat. And then, okay, so, and then you would go back to here, right? So they got them for the different levels, right? So I bought all the levels. We got 1B, 1C, and 1D. And I think that, I don't know, there's quite a few in here. So what else did I buy? Isn't that the question? Game on, yeah. Yeah, so there's quite a different, and they all have the different sight words here in these cue cards, right? So order of progression. Another thing that works in the same concept as that for times tables is times tails. I have it and I've done the program. And so you watch videos of stories, so you don't even really learn. You don't even know that you're learning about the times tables, and you start off with really basic conceptions of like 4 times, okay, 8. 4 times 4 equals 8, and 8 would be a snowman. So you don't really know that you're learning math until at the end kind of thing. And anyway, it works the same concept. So some of the books that came, I think there was only 2. So this is Teaching the Right Brain Child, the study guide. It's not very big. So the vocabulary strategy, the phonics strategy, and things like that. And so it tells you about oi and oi. What I love is the red. So it explains to you how to do it, okay? And then this book here is the bigger book, but this book, there was one that has, oh, right here. This is the one that has the brain integration therapy, which has your exercises in it. Oh, the dog bit it. Ah, and I was like mad at the dog. And then my son made me watch a video of how to treat a dog nicer. I may have whacked him with this, but like not hard, but I was just like, oh, you tore my book, whack. When really, anger is a sign of unrealistic expectations, and it was unrealistic for me to keep books that low and like not think that they were going to eat them. And if you ever watch Jocko, someone told me about it, and so I watched it. And basically his video is like, anytime something bad happens, it's good. Good, because you've learned something. Like there's a good thing about that, even if it doesn't seem good. Like, for example, his example was, oh, our mission was canceled? Well, good. We got more time to prepare. Things like that. So good, I learned something. Like, hey, you can't trust dogs not to eat your books. And also good, I got to watch a whole video on how to be nice to a dog. I got to learn stuff that I kind of already knew, but it was important. So, yay. Anyway, brain integration therapy. So, yeah, it's got your exercises. And then these are the drawing things. So it comes with a big drawing thing, which I cannot show you. But basically, if you have a big drawing paper and you look it up, you can do it. But it's an intensive program, so I don't think I'm going to do the whole thing, but this is the drawing right there. This is the drawing, and it's supposed to help put the two parts of the brain together, which will unlock writers. If you are having a child who's having difficult writing, this should help open it up. All right, so there you go. That is your video for today. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you tune back in next time. Oh, I wanted to show you, I have one product that I don't think anyone should ever purchase, because I purchased them and I opened them and we used them and it did not go well. It is these. I bought 4 of them for all different parts of the body. They are learning resources, 41 pieces, the human skeleton model, the skeleton. If anyone has ever done it, they are rated very low for a reason. They are incredibly difficult. It will never be like that. You can never make that. Like the directions are off because the directions aren't even good to follow because it comes partially put together. So when it says 41 pieces, it's not really 41 pieces. It counts like this as like 25 pieces or something. Like it's not really 41 pieces. But then the manual is not good to follow either. And so everyone got really upset because I could not build these. It was like as an adult. So I wasn't even like, oh, it's good for a teenager. It's good for no one. So disappointing because, they look so fun. So the learning resources, yeah, the human anatomy, different parts. They have the brain. I bought the brain, the ear. I brought quite a few of them. Nope. All right, that's it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Can you say, please like and subscribe?
Please like to like.
And hit the bell for notifications.
Hit the bell for notifications.